I mean, a lot of us, as you can see, there are a lot of reporters here.
Okay.
And we're all reporters.
Okay, there's a UK column if you want.
There's a UK column, so we're with...
What's it about anyway?
Well,
Why are you guys
column
protesting?
Well, we're not protesting. No, there's someone trying to steal this man's house by using fraudulent documents that have been issued through a fraudulent means, through a bailiff.
Right, okay, so you're going to have to... Can I speak to somebody privately?
Well, I don't really think...
I've been telling
All disclosure. Yeah, we keep everything transparent.
We'll answer any questions you want.
Yeah, we'll answer any questions and put it in your bag.
Oh, wait, because I've got his number, so can I not speak to him or is
Well, no,
he
he's busy talking to a real media network, which all the UK column.
I want to hear it from himself, though.
Well, I expect you do, yeah. When he's talking to, we're talking live on a real media network, not a propaganda unit.
Okay, so he's talking live to somebody.
Now, yeah, that's what we're doing now. That's why I have to go now, because we're... So, well, you won't be able to go up there until we've done what we need to do. You know, you can have an appointment after.
We could answer questions.
These guys can answer questions. Everybody's aware of this. I mean, I'm surprised that the mainstream media aren't aware of the circumstances surrounding this, because all these people have come from all over the Great Britain, and they're all aware.
Who have you contacted them?
Well, ask each one of these where they got their contact from. I mean, I'm surprised that the British Broadcasting Company isn't aware of what's going on when everyone in the United Kingdom is well aware of what's going on.
I think they are well aware.
You're too busy covering, you know, things for the state.
The bailiffs on Facebook. That's where.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the real media is on the social networks now, isn't it?
YouTube and anonymous.
But anyway, I'll have to go now because I'm on here. Yeah, so I'll leave you guys to this lady and.
No worries. Do you want to ask any of those questions?
I do want to speak to
Tom.
After the interview, then yeah. After the interview, they've got visited.
Okay, how many people are here?
About 200.
Was about 400.
Okay. Right.
Second shift will be here.
Who's the best person to talk to?
Regards what?
Well, to what this is all
Well,
about.
we're all aware of what's going on. And basically, the gist of the story, that's, I swear on my budgie's eyesight, to tell the truth, Governor. The basics of it is the process that's being used is unlawful. That people are turning up trying to repossess a man's house unlawfully.
Okay. All right. And what's unlawful about it? The reason why I'm asking these questions is because I don't know what's going on. So that's why I'm here, because I want to know what's going on. Okay?
The paperwork.
So I'm giving you a voice now. I want to find out why. What's going on.
I already have a voice. And if you're going to give me a voice, that's really kind of you. Are you going to edit it?
A means to...
Say on.
What's your name?
My name's Andy.
You've been training him.
The man. And that's not an ego thing. Andy man. And I am an Andy man. You need a kitchen feed?
And so are you a friend of Tom?
Yep.
Okay, can I get your name, please?
My name's Andy.
Andy, what's your surname?
Freeman.
How do you know Tom?
Just socially. And through this network of people.
I've never met
We
him.
all know.
200 miles.
Okay, first of all, tell me why you're here today.
We're here to support Tom because his house is being repossessed with fraudulent paperwork that have come from the courts, from a stream of unlawful due processes.
And how are they fraudulent? In your words.
They're fraudulent in my words. One, they don't have seals. They don't have proper court seals. They're not signed. The process that you're supposed to go through to repossess somebody's home, property, chattels, is ignored. That's it, basically.
If we just point out the fact that this man has paid his mortgage for 25 years. 12 years into it, they changed it from an endowment mortgage to a capital mortgage. Without his knowledge. And that's because whenever you take a mortgage out, you give the bank, unknowingly, power of attorney. So the bank then goes on to write fraudulent documents, financial documents in your name. So he complained to the bank about them changing his from an endowment to a capital part interest mortgage. They sent him a bunch of flowers and a bottle of champagne. He thought that was great. They were going to put it back the way it should be. 6 years later, he gets another notice saying, "Oh, we've changed it now. It's to an interest-only mortgage. Now, all this time, he was paying the endowment mortgage in full. And so when they finally come in and said, now we've changed to an interest mortgage only and it's not going to be able to pay the shortfall, he was obviously a little upset. So the bank has committed fraud, forgery and deception and basically are now trying to steal this man's house, even though he's fully paid his mortgage off.
And do you want to tell me who the bank is?
Bradford and Bingley.
Okay, and have you heard anything from them?
Well, what they've done, Bradford and Bingley went through, so they went all the good assets they sold to Santander, and all the bad assets like this particular property they just put on the dump and left it to go to the courts and repossess them, even though this man has paid his mortgage in full.
It's ridiculous.
And what has Tom said to you guys? How does he feel about this?
How would you feel if you'd paid something in full and then who you paid for it was still going to come and try and steal it from you?
Okay, well, I've got to ask the obvious because people don't know the story, so we just want to know how he feels about it. Obviously, there's been a lot of support. How many people are here today?
Originally, when it first, it was all due here at 9 o'clock when the bailiff was due to turn up, but didn't, and there was around 300 as then. There's probably still around 200 here. There's another 100 back up at the pub. They've gone for lunchtime because it's lunch here. And as you heard earlier, Tom is about to go on UK Column Live.
Fraction who wanted to come.
Yeah,
Can I just get your name, sorry?
I'm known as Salon.
Salon?
Yeah, I run getoutofdebtfree.org.
Okay, can you spell your name for me, please?
CEYLON.
Okay, okay. All right, and I see that everybody's wearing these masks. Can you tell us what this is?
Hey!
That's a part of the anonymous group. The bailiff actually in charge of this non-eviction, David Caress, has been working on fraudulent paperwork for a long time, many years. In practice, I think it's about 30 or 40 years he's been working fraudulently with fraudulent paperwork. But because we have started to study the law and we know now that the paperwork they use is totally fraudulent, and this is people from all over the UK have said we've had enough of this fraud that's going on. The banks are corrupt, the government are corrupt, and unfortunately the BBC are corrupt.
How long ago did you...
They were due to be here at 9 o'clock in the morning. The first police arrived at 6:30 this morning, did a travel up and down to have a look. Then they came back at 8:30 and then they came back at 10 o'clock, and we believe there's one up there now, just round the corner, just keeping an eye on how many people are here so they can inform the bailiffs if there's not enough here. Hey!
Do all these people live in the area then? Or
No. People have come from Southampton, Manchester, Newcastle, you name it. They're from all over the country.
Why have they travelled so far?
Because they're sick of the fraud perpetrated on the public by the banks and the government.
It goes further than mortgages. You know, the judicial
This is
system.
back to Andy now, sorry. Andy.
It goes further than Tom's case and the mortgages. The whole judicial system. If we try to get justice or remedy through the court systems, we're ignored. You know, our ancient traditions and customs are ignored. Our constitution is ignored. You know, did you know that a magistrate's court doesn't have any authority over anybody whatsoever?
Well, look, I just want to find out why you guys are here. And
Well, this
I just
is why
wanted
we're here.
Yeah, and I just want to know. I mean, this has drawn a load of people in. So you're telling me that this is happening elsewhere across the country?
It's
not just
happening
here?
every single day. Yeah, every single day.
Today, right?
Just in Nottingham alone, there are 250 repossessions. Well, I say repossessions where they steal properties a week. That's 1,000 a month, 12,000 a year. That is the size of Bingham being evicted every year.
Okay. So just to summarise for us, tell us why we're here.
To defend members of the public, because if they've paid for something, they deserve to have it. They've paid for this and the banks are still committing fraud. And the reason they commit fraud is what they don't tell you is when you go and first fill out the mortgage agreement, as soon as you sign that agreement, you change it from a mortgage agreement into a promissory note, which is basically cash, which the bank then sells on. So you create the money that they pretend to lend you for your mortgage, so you don't owe anything.
So in a nutshell, basically you're saying the goalposts have been moved and there's no way...
They've tried to move it and they're trying to change legislation on a daily basis to try and combat the people. We the people have had enough.
Yeah. We won't stand for it anymore.
We're the people. We realise that you know we're awake to the abuses of these powers, and you know all of us coming together like this. We're just trying to spread the word. We know that you guys ain't going to put this up. I know you're not going to put what I say and set up. You know, that's what it's all about. It's about honesty and truthness. Legislation is being made. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bits of legislation every single year are being made. Every time we go out, we're probably breaking the law. You know, and we're a common law jurisdiction. And in law, real law, right? And if you haven't caused any loss, harm or damage to anybody, you haven't broken any law. So you get it's the whole process. The whole thing as a whole, you know, our government are restricted by constitutional restraints, which they totally ignore. You know, they're controlled by central banks.
How dare you tell the truth?
I know. You know, the Great Revolution of 1689 was fought over a lot less than what's happening today. It's just that we're all done down by EastEnders.
Let me, because I need to send it in. I need to send it in block.
And then the 9 o'clock news.
Jesus made me do it.
You're doing very well under this pressure, I've got to admit.
Still paying TV license.
Yeah, so there's not one man here or one woman here that's got a TV licence.
Hands up if you've got a TV licence.
Anyone got a TV licence?
Hands up if you haven't.
Anybody?
If you haven't got a TV licence.
Do you have a TV license?
I don't pay you water.
How many people don't pay water?
Oh, it's what, Radio Nottingham? Yeah. Okay,
Hold on,
so
look at badge. It
what
says
have you been,
BBC Values, Trust is the foundation of the BBC.
look, I'm not interested.
He's done that. And the power of attorney. You see him?
I think
So much.
She's trying to talk, like, get to the bottom of it. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's liquid trembling, wasn't he?
He was, wasn't he? He was crapping himself. Bless her. She did feel a bit intimidated, but I told her that we're all peaceful people. She won't come to any. It's a shade at the moment.
Alright, let's get you protesting then. Say something.
We're not protesting.
Okay, I just want to hear you guys.
We just want.
1, 2, 1, 2. It's not picking it up.
they want to know how many of us here. They want us to give them a shout.
400!
Did you get that?
We've got a big problem in this country, and it's liability and accountability. And nobody is, and our government are giving people authority that they haven't got the right to give them.
When the sun don't shine on water.
These people are not liable for anything they do.
Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together we are mighty. We are the 99%. That's great.
In layman's terms, we just want what's right.
That's right.
It's that simple. There's no qualms.
Obey
We
the
just
law.
want justice.
Obey
We
the
want
law.
law to be followed. We want our ancient, customs and traditions. We gave the law to the world.
Yeah.
This year is the 100th year of the Bradbury Pound.
Yeah.
It's the 800. It's the anniversary of the Magna Carta. You know, and all these things were fought by our forefathers.
Okay, tell me what steps have been taken then so far
In regards to.
to sort this problem out.
Well, there's people like Ceylon, Guy Taylor, and obviously Tom himself have tried to go through the lawful process, tried to be honest. They just get ignored.
So who have you talked to?
Well, they've spoken to the courts, to the solicitors who are involved, to the banks, to judges,
No one
to
says you want us
everybody.
to do anything.
But nobody, you know, we give out notices that are lawful notices. They're ignored. We get told that they're not lawful without being rebutted properly. Nothing is rebutted. We're just saying no, it isn't, which is not a rebuttal. You know, we highlight legislation to them off their own legislation websites. They say, well, it doesn't apply to us, or like they're sovereigns or something.
Bill of Rights for one.
Bill of Rights is the main one, which especially, you know, people like Ceylon and Good F, you know, get out of debt free site. They help a lot. They help me. They taught me everything I know. You know, I had men banging down my door saying they're going to take my guitar and my car. And that's all I had was a guitar and a car.
And how have the bailiffs responded? Have they come in?
No, we haven't even seen them.
You said they came here at 9:30?
Well, they did a little recce, we think.
Yeah. The police,
well, I think
not
the
the police.
bailiffs
No,
as well.
I don't think it was.
Working together, which is on.
Yeah, well, the police. Well, that's another issue we have. You see.
Could you move your phone? It might be interfering with this.
Another issue. If you go onto Ceylon's channel or go onto any of the Freeman channels, you'll see there's a lot of these guys, especially Ceylon and the Good F crew. They go around and help these people. Now the police who are supposed to be under oath to protect our rights, individual rights, and they're supposed to turn up at these events and be neutral. They're just not.
Let me just get a couple of other voices. Can I just get a couple of women thrown in here as well? Because I've got a lot of men talking.
Any women want to talk?
Are there any women here today?
Anyone want to talk? Ah.
Okay.
I think we should.
I don't know.
I've got to give her a voice.
I've got a little bit I want to say.
Do you want to get next to her?
Yeah, my name is Lisa.
Lisa, why are you here today?
I'm here because I'm totally supporting Tom. I just started off a radio station, cryfreedomradio.com. I've been awake and aware for a number of years, and I know what's going on, and I hate it, and I'm just trying to fight back. And I heard Tom's video, and the case, all the cases are wrong. No one should get affected, but this case just really rang true to me.
Tell us what the issue is here.
Well, the issue here is that this guy's been living in this house for 6 years. He's brought his whole family up in this house. As far as he's been concerned, he's been paying everything properly and above board. They changed the rules on him. He's fighting back, and they're saying they're going to chuck him out of his house. How can that be right? How can any human being actually say that's right? You know, any of us with a heart and compassion, how can that be right?
It's like being punished for doing the right thing.
25, 26 years, I'm not sure exactly.
26.
26 years, yeah. He's brought his whole family up in his house. Yeah. And basically, the Bradford and Bingley have basically said that they changed the rules of the. He took out what he thought was an endorsement mortgage.
Endowment.
Endowment, yeah.
And then they changed the rules.
To
It becomes interest only. They've changed it a few times, and he's suddenly told that he owes this all this money, and they're going to rob his house from him. How can that be right?
So they didn't actually notify him of the changes?
No. Not as far as one of us are aware, no.
Of the changes?
I have to confess, I don't know.
I think he, after 6...
It wasn't until he actually got a letter through saying the mortgage wasn't going to
Be paid off.
be paid off. They actually said that he realised that they'd committed some fraud.
Yeah.
And then he addressed it, and I believe they confirmed that they was wrong years ago.
Oh yeah.
So he addressed it when he found this out. He addressed it with the bank, with whoever, the solicitors, I should imagine. And they said, yes, it is. Yeah, it was a mistake. Whitewashing it. And come the end of his mortgage, this I believe it's a fake debt's turned up for £1,300, which hasn't been
notified or whatever.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
I'm going to speak to another lady, if that's all right. Anyone here? What's your understanding of what's happening today? What's your understanding?
My understanding is that it's a completely fake process, and if you are going to publish this in any form, I would like to say something more general. This is going to happen to you, and it's going to happen to everybody eventually, except the 1% who are in power. That's the
Slow process.
It's not just us, it's everybody. You, if you bought a house.
Can we talk about today as well?
No, I said my
okay, can you tell me what your understanding is of today?
I'm more in general as well. I'm in a movement, and have been for quite some time, with the UK column. I was involved with those people for a while, and trying to bring together people from America with websites over here, because we are all facing the same problems everywhere. There are thousands of people daily being thrown out of their houses with incorrect paperwork, and with people who think they're little tin gods, and the people, they've stolen the people's law, they're stealing the people's money, and they're now stealing the people's property as well. And I'm here to support all of these wonderful people who are all working together for a better world, because if we don't, then you can see what's happening in the mainstream media at the moment. This world is going down the pan, and it has been doing for many, many years.
Okay.
Well
Somebody
done, well
else?
said.
Just, I need it in layman's terms, because there are lots of people who don't understand the story. So if someone can just tell me about today, what's happening today?
Anarchy in the UK, that's layman.
That's in layman's terms. We are being fucked. and our children are by members of Parliament still today, not historic, and BBC.
What's your understanding of the day?
Well, my understanding is pretty much what everyone else has been saying to him.
What's that?
That he's paid all his mortgage off, and now he's, for some unknown stupid reason, he's got his £1,000 on the card or whatever, and it's ridiculous. And
bankers.
It's a fake debt.
It is. It is a fake debt. It is a complete fake debt, and we will not stand for it. We are anonymous. We do not back down.
Yes.
Even if a man does owe somebody £1,000, money is debt, and can we take a man?
Well, the thing is, even if someone owes someone £1,000, you spend 26 years of your life paying for a house, why does that mean they can just chuck them away?
That's why they're trying to do away with habeas corpus.
Isn't that Parliament saying we haven't got a constitution because it's not codified?
We, as human beings, will not stand for this. It is ridiculous.
It's frozen.
What, sorry?
She says, oh, it's frozen.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Get in the back of the van.
Well, you know, it's better than nothing, isn't it? As soon as you get that out, will you send it to me?
Well, it's going to be interesting because I'm going to be recording this, what they put out, and then playing what really went out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, compare the two.
Classic. You're paying for paedophiles.
What you need to look at is even what's his face who used to put that BBC One.
Beard.
Yeah. Rolf Harris.
That's one person.
Noel Edmonds.
Yeah. Is Tom finished? Can we speak to Tom?
He's, I don't know, it looks,
He doesn't want to speak because we're all his spokespeople. He gave us a voice. I just asked him, he said no.
Oh, that's a shame.
He will only tell you exactly the same as...
No, but I want to hear it from him.
He won't talk. He didn't talk to the Daily Express.
Right now, somebody's going to go and ask him
I'll tell you what, if you sign a contract saying you'll put out exactly what we say, then maybe you might talk.
with no editing.
Look at the face. You can't do that with the BBC. We've got to spread bullshit.
There's enough people here that can draw up a contract.
Of course, bearing in mind that whatever you put out will be compared to what we're going to be putting out.
Yeah. You're now a YouTube star, by the way. Check it out.
Okay, that's it. So there's around 200, 300 people here today, yeah?
Look, three originally, about 100 at the pub.
Let me get the details. I'm going to have to write...
Probably 3 times as much couldn't make it.
Sorry, you meant... Sorry, I was trying to say. There are many people in that. There are a lot of people here, so they were. I get it out one second.
I need to take a picture because I'm taking pictures.
You can get in touch, we'll send you some pictures.
I'm looking special, I'm just seeing
Get your glasses on, look cooler. Like Mr. Ice, that's better. You know what I mean?
Perhaps it's a group picture she's after.
Group picture.
Nobody swear.
That's a new one on me. Group picture for radio.
That's clever, that is. But we're all thick enough stand here and line up for it. You never know, actually. She might be fairly honest. She might actually do something.
Yeah,
maybe.
but no,
She gets sacked for it.
No, whatever
She'll
she
lose
puts
the job
out,
for it.
the editor looks at it and goes, right, we'll cut that. Oh, we can put that little bit in.
Right.
I'll keep her name at the bottom of it, that'll be about it, won't it?
Yeah. Got you.
He really doesn't want to talk.
Because there are people who will be listening to this.
Is it on record?
From the very beginning. Storytelling, yeah?
Yeah, well, it will be.
We'll put the feet, we'll ask about how you feel later on. But let's
Well, it
talk
won't be
about
alone.
you. Alright, so first can you just give me your name?
Right, it's Tom.
And
It's a bit of a big flag, isn't it?
It's Tom.
Okay. Tom, can you tell us why people have gathered here today outside your house?
They've come here to support my wife, myself, my daughter, and basically show the bank and the courts that they can't proceed to take a man's home after 25 years, 26 years now.
It's a very complex situation. Can you explain to us simply what has happened along the way?
It's very simple. It's fraud.
Why do you think it's fraud?
Okay, I took out an endowment mortgage with Bradford Bingley in 1988. Now, it says in the documents I've got, it's Bradford Bingley Society mortgage. We carried on paying that until 2011. No, till 1999, 2000, when we discovered that they'd converted the endowment into a part capital, part interest, without any knowledge. And we've got the documentation where the bank manager sent my wife champagne and flowers and apologised, and it's not up to the society standard. So we assumed it all went back to as it was.
As an endowment.
That's right. Then another 6 years later, we discovered they not only changed the endowment into part and part, they changed the part and part into an interest only. So to sum it all up, we've been paying for 25 years, and they say they want the money from the endowment that they know doesn't exist because they can't find it and they've lost it and they admit it.
So tell us what that meant for you. How did that change your financial situation when they changed it?
It didn't change it because we kept on paying until we came to the end of the mortgage, which was 2013. After that, I took Bradford and Bingley to court to take their charge of my property because they paid all. I don't owe any money, and they know this, but they still. It's almost like blackmail. We'll take your house unless you pay. So we took them to court. District Judge McMillan, in his chambers, said the Bradford and Bingley balance survey is perfectly correct. My claim had no merit. He didn't look into the information that we gave him, and it was struck out. So I was expecting that. So I put the claim into High Court. In High Court, that was 2 days later. District Judge McMillan got hold of my claim. On the back of the claim, it said evidence to follow. He struck that out without merit, without the evidence, and he was only a district judge. He should not put his hands on the High Court document. But there is corruption from the top to the bottom in Nottingham County Court. And we've got evidence now of fraud, forgery, attempting to pervert the course of justice. And they will get their comeuppance if these people here have something to do.
So I just want to summarise in a nutshell, okay, what ultimately you're fighting for your house because of the change and they didn't tell you.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so how does this make you feel?
Obviously I'm angry. I mean, this is, when fraud is given to you to answer and they don't have the courage to let a man come into court and defend himself, the county court stopped me. The High Court, with the assistance of McMillan, stopped me. So where do you go from that? Where's your remedy? There isn't one. And it's with the assistance, the banks are being assisted by the court.
If you had continued then to pay with an endowment, you would have...
There would have been a sum at the end, and plus we would have we're supposed to get a golden handshake of about £11,000 to £12,000 at the end of it. Now, cut a story short, okay. The bailiffs haven't turned up, and they haven't turned up because they're cowards, they're criminals. In this document I served on the 4th of July, should I not receive a copy of the warrant before 7 days, to summarise it, and the bailiffs turn up, it's a common law criminal offence. They didn't. The response was, we can't give you a copy, we've only got one, and if you get hold of it you might tear it up. Isn't that a bit silly? Now here, I wrote to them on the 11th, it says, you are refusing a copy of a warrant, give me the grounds, and so on. And there's many other questions. But I'll take you, I won't give you this document because I was hoping to give it to the police officers to arrest the bailiffs. But unfortunately, they didn't turn up. Now, you can see that quite clearly. This is from the County Court, Her Majesty's Court Tribunal. This was Bradford Bingley versus the Crawford. Well, my wife's at Crawford as well, so I can't even get that right. It says, and you can see, there is no writ and there is no application for a writ has ever been received. So Bradford and Bingley didn't put in No, they didn't put in an application, which they should do. They didn't. Well, I'll go to the next one. We shall make it perfectly clear. That came to me on 16th, and a gentleman here, I think you'll recognise as. Do you want to read that out there?
Which one you said?
No, you read it. So I'm not telling Portland.
No, I can see that. It says Vernon Coker.
MP. They wrote to him on the 15th. I don't know why that's altered, but that came to me. It's been in the court, and it says down here on the 10th of June 2014, Bradford and Bingley filed a request for a warrant of possession for my property. Okay? So they've not only lied to me, they've lied to an MP, and this MP is now duty bound to take it to the highest authority in government. This is only a tiny, tiny amount of information in here. I'm not prepared to give you all that information. Just one little secret. When you put a claim into a court, first thing you must do, you must pay a fee. They won't let me do it, they won't let anyone here do it. But Bradford and Bingley went to court and started all this and didn't pay anything. It's illegal, it's unlawful, and the County Court of Nottingham are complicit in this. And there's a kind gentleman here who is up to his neck in it because he seems to have taken a personal. Where's his name? That gentleman there. His name is Paul King, delivery manager. And he's made statements in here to the MP, okay, where he's. You all right with that? Yeah. Right. So he's made statements that I didn't pay my mortgage. I've got a catalogue, all the payments, and yet this Mr. King states a fact, or whatever you'd like to call it, to the MP saying I didn't pay, and yet he's got.
So they're accusing you of not paying, but they changed.
Yeah, but it's not just that. In my letter, the government, the county court admits that they have no record of any payments. So why would Mr. King actually state that I haven't paid anything? Supposition. He's made it up. It's